Welcome back to A Little Book Club. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
And we're going to give our review of Gemini Man.
Yes, this is the new one from Ang Lee, starring Will Smith. And
Twice over.
Yeah.
Along with amazing actors as well.
Right.
I mean, Will Smith is an amazing actor. I realized what that sounded like after I said it. No.
Sure.
Will Smith and other amazing actors.
Yes.
It's a good movie, in general.
Right.
Kind of. Let's get into that.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Well, this is going to be a spoiler review, by the way. So.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie yet, like,
you should probably
watch a different video or put this on mute and let it finish, and then come back and rewatch it.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Or dislike.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
You've been warned. Here we go.
Yeah, it was all really good up until the end. I feel that I don't know about really good up until the end, but I definitely feel like the first full half of the movie, like I was really intrigued. I was really interested.
Good pacing,
good action. We actually saw it in the 60 FPS.
Yeah, 3D even.
3D.
Yeah.
And I thought the effects were awesome in that.
Yeah, I mean the visuals were good. The shots were. I mean, I could see even if it wasn't a 3D movie, like good cinematography, which Ang Lee's. That he's always good at that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But the I mean the effects were good. The digital rendering for the younger Will Smith.
Yeah, that worked for the most part.
Yeah, I mean we had the fast-paced action.
Yeah.
The quick bursts, and then even like there's that long scene in the catacombs where it's kind of dark and a lot of movement going on. See, and it's really like you don't tell. Like it looks pretty solid.
I think it looks solid until they light it up. You know what I mean?
It gets like, too bright.
Right, like especially at the very, very end, it looked extremely jarring to me. Like throughout the entire movie, like I could pretty much see past it. You know, when they were because a lot of it was doing fast fighting or dark lighting or different stuff. Even when he was at his house with the dad-ish guy, then he was sitting there, and I was like, wow, so a lot of this works. But then when it was the very, very end, when they had their cheesy epilogue type thing.
Right. But I think college does that to you.
Makes you look fake.
Yeah.
Well played. I mean, but first off, I guess I felt like maybe the intrigue that I had from the first half of the movie kind of just didn't pan out.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that. So plot-wise... Yeah. Like it has some interesting. It starts off like almost like really good standard of sort of that spy, covert ops, intrigue, intelligence kind of stuff.
Right, a little like a Jason Bourne.
Yeah, and it drops it right in. Right, you see him on a job, and then all of a sudden, like within 5 minutes, he's getting burned. Like he's getting turned against. He's being surveilled. There's people after him. Yeah. And there's a lot going on, but then it got predictable to me. Like, I really, like, after the first kind of twist, which a little bit against the trailer people here, like, we knew exactly what this movie was when we walked in. Like, he's the clone. Like, they say that in the trailers.
Right, yeah, he's a clone, and it's kind of, I don't know, I guess that happened so soon of the... You felt like there was going to be another twist, and then there never really.
There wasn't a betrayal. There wasn't a double turn. There wasn't like a deeper level of the conspiracy.
Yeah, I thought Will Smith. Like I said that earlier, I was like, oh, Will Smith is going to turn out to be a clone himself, And I thought, oh, that's awesome. And then I'm like, later on, I'm like, oh wow. I mean, which
they're really not playing that.
They're really not playing that, which is maybe I guess.
It could have been too complicated, but at the same time, there was nothing more. Like what they gave you at the surface level is exactly what it turned out to be.
Right, and I think that that's whatever Will Smith's younger self version.
Right.
Like I felt like that was he had odd progression, if that makes sense, of like how he just turned. Right. The way he turned, it looked like he was going to be really betraying him a lot more.
You kind of had a weird conflict going on with him. I think really there was an issue there for me of, again, I have a problem with movies that split the narrative too much. Yeah. And I think that's a little bit what happened here. Like it had the older original Will Smith. Yeah. His like progression of like suddenly discovering that he has an assassin that is his clone. Right. So he's trying to kill himself. Yeah. Like that like has an emotional weight to it.
Yeah.
But then they left him and started following the clone, and his emotional progression was sort of dead. Like, it went quickly from him just on a job that seems weird, and he doesn't know why this guy keeps evading him,
right,
to he learns that he's a clone of somebody, to he's like, he doesn't take any conflict. Like, it seems really easy for him to make the turn of, oh my goodness, the person who's been my like adopted father my whole life actually cloned me, has been grooming me.
Right.
But then you don't really have any like you don't really see deep conflict with that.
Yeah.
Right? You don't see him like really back and forth about whether or not he should be allied with a dad or allied with his, clone, or, Will Smith.
Until he found out, of course, that they're both allergic to bees.
Yeah, of course. There's two things that will let you know a person should be on your side. One is if you're both allergic to bees, and the other is if your mom is both named Martha.
Oh, that's true. Those two things. If you find out either of those things, you can't kill the person. You can't do it.
It's just impossible.
Right. That's awful. Okay. But one thing that from the trailers, and I honestly think this would have maybe made a more intriguing movie, or maybe from the first trailer, maybe I didn't keep up with the trailers as much, but I honestly thought it was going to start with the younger Will Smith.
Right.
And I thought it was going to start with like him.
Yeah, like the early trailer, it showed it more from his perspective.
Right.
And it seemed like he was going to be on this job,
right?
And then surprise, it's an older version of him,
right?
But it was completely different.
Yeah, it was a very which maybe it was the de-aging thing. They didn't want to do it too much, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, focusing on him a lot. Like they put a lot of him in the movie, but like you said, towards the end of the movie, it was a little more obvious.
Right. What it reminded me of, especially at the end, was like that. Remember that first Aladdin trailer that came out that everybody was like freaking out about because they were like, Genie looks crazy. Yeah. Whereas like his face was like wobbling in something. It looked like that. Like at the very, very end. Now throughout most of the movie, the visuals were great.
Yeah.
And you could kind of tell at certain points, but the end, man, that was just weird. Which that
took like a real
right.
Like it just sank down to a real calm spot and just.
Right.
Did not match the pacing of the rest of the movie.
Right. And, well, I mean, like, I was just talking about from a technical level, but yeah, the very, very end in general.
Well, I mean, it's a mixture, right? I mean, like, I think you can forgive one or the other, but when you're talking about, like, if the ending had been amazing and been like, oh, they just missed that little bit of the CGI.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but, like, for them to both, like, it was just a weird moment of a scene.
Yeah.
And the CGI was kind of weird to look at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It was a little odd. I thought that they were... I guess I like overestimated the movie to a certain degree. Like
like I said, we came in expecting more twists and turns.
Right. Well, especially within the middle of the movie, like everything's revealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then that's just the reality, and there's no other deeper conspiracy or plot or anything.
And also, I felt like it sounds like we're dogging this movie. I walked out of it enjoying it.
It's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. Which, I mean, I think this is a spoiler review, so most people have seen this movie. But, yeah, we'll assume. Or if you haven't, you should go watch it.
Anyway, so, your point.
But, yeah, the point, I felt like that the villain, like his motives were confusing. You know what I mean? Or like his
position was confusing.
Yeah, where he was
I couldn't tell if he was actually working for the government or not.
Well, no, he was like a mercenary type.
He was a mercenary, but he was like really close in with the head of, what do they call that agency?
DIA?
Yeah, DIA.
Yeah. So, but no, the thing that was confusing to me was like he was talking about how, I mean, it was kind of let out on the movie that he did not want his soldiers to have emotion.
Right.
And then later on, you find out that he's like, "Oh, I raised you, so you wouldn't have his scars." But like, it would have gave him more of a compass, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I guess he was thinking that maybe the emotional scars that the original person held also was responsible for their sort of faults as far as moral qualms and ambiguities or something.
I guess, but I guess you would think, to me, I gave you a loving father.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? That just didn't make any damn sense.
I mean, you expect more, like, well-thought reason from a man who founds a mercenary company and learns how to clone people.
Right. And, yeah, like I said, I feel like they kind of try to set up things. Like, in the very beginning, they were showing you, this is an elite squad of people who were...
Right.
You know.
And yeah, that was some weird scenes.
Yeah. And then at the very end, it's like they were trying to tie it back, but I didn't know if that was going to be like, oh, they're all him kind of thing at first.
Right. They really didn't, like, we were expecting that as a reveal of being, like, showing a whole lot more clone,s
Right.
And especially, like, we had one more that was emotionless, but it doesn't really explain how he got a second adult clone that was edited out for emotions and pain so quickly.
Well, yeah, and it's like, to me, like, again, that didn't make much sense to saying, oh, we wanted to edit out emotions and pain, but I wanted to raise you. It was like a very like Django Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, you can make the argument he was like a manipulative person and trying to mess with them, but it really, like I said, the movie got split up narrative-wise, and to me that weakened it. They should have just like stuck with the original Henry, Will Smith's original character,
right?
And like just shown it more from his perspective and had the encounters where like he's trying to convince the clone to like, hey, look, I know you, I know that you don't need to do this, that you can choose something else, that kind of thing, and have that line. But show it more strictly from his point of view. And I think that would have helped the tension in the movie of, like, you don't know if he's being convinced.
Right.
You don't know if he's going to turn.
Well, or even if from the beginning, granted maybe the technology wasn't there, I think it would have been interesting if it would have been just the younger one. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's trying to...
Either way...
but that would have been... To me, what I was kind of preparing for was, okay... There's this young guy who's amazing at what he does.
Right.
And he's like making all kinds of marks. And then he finds this one guy who continues to be elusive to him, like multiple times.
Yeah.
And then later on you find out, he's like, why do you, I am you. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a reveal to him and like seeing what it does to
like
his
I said,
character.
it would have worked really well either way to me.
Right. If you would have been focused.
Just stick with one of them and show it most, like,
right.
90% from their perspective, but this got split a little too much. Anyway, we have been pretty down on this movie, but like we both said, I mean, especially in the theater, like the effects were good, the filming was good. Seeing it with the high frame rate,
that was interesting.
In 3D. I mean, it was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, it was very crisp. I thought.
Right.
I think you used that term.
Yeah.
It just things looked sharp. All the colors bounced.
Yeah,
really
the action scenes where fast-paced motion was really easy to follow and watch. Like you didn't have blurring happening.
Yeah, no, it was interesting because I'm usually a proponent of doing the 24 frames per second because it gives that cinematic look. But I mean this might be something that they keep experiment with. And
I think it makes for. I don't think everyone should do it.
Yeah.
But I think when you do it purposefully, like they've done here,
with the right type,
you can make it work.
Yeah, I believe the new avatars are going to be playing with frame rates.
I don't believe they exist. It's been like 20 years.
Well, Disney bought them now, so they're going to exist.
Goodness. It's going to be awful. Anyway.
Well, I mean, they already own Pocahontas.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's a merger, right?
Right, yeah.
They're just going to have avatars singing, what's that song?
Colors.
I can't believe you know what that song is.
Oh, wow. You set me up for that one.
Okay. Rate
Colors of the Wind. It wasn't Colors of the...
Why you just corrected yourself?
I'm stupid.
All right. So what's your rating for this movie? Gemini Man.
Oh, Gemini Man, not Avatar or Pocahontas.
Right.
Look, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I'll give it a solid good movie. I'd say it's a 7.
I was thinking 7 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I'll probably watch a whole lot outside of the theater.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I'm glad I went to see it, and I might catch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one I definitely would say if you're gonna watch it, you need to watch this in the theater.
Right. It's definitely worth the theater experience if you can get out to it. So, anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? Did you like it more than us? Did you like it less than us?
Did you hate it?
Did you hate it? Do you hate us?
Did you love it? If you hate us,
like and subscribe
and continue to watch.
Bye.